Hi my dear students, very good morning all. Welcome back to my class again. Students, today I am going to explain about the tissues, and in the last class I have given tissue summary. So I want to give continuation for the same class. Today I would like to explain about the animal tissues. In the last class I explained till plant tissue. You know children, in the animals, tissues are of 4 different types. What are those? Epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular and the nervous. What are the different types of tissues present in the animal, students? Epithelial, muscular, connective, and the 4th type is nervous tissue. Nervous tissue. First, already I have explained about the epithelial, and now I am going to explain connective tissue. Even there are different types of connective tissues are present in the human body. You know children, the name itself, connective tissue, it's giving some hint that, so it is the tissue, it is mainly helps in the connection or body maintenance of the different organs in our body. What are the different types of connective tissue students? Cartilage, bone, tendon, plate, ligament, adipose, alveolar. These are the different types of connective tissue present in our human body. Cartilage, bone, tendon, plate, ligament, adipose, areolar. You know children, blood is one of the fluid connective tissue. First let us discuss about the blood. Blood has a fluid matrix called plasma, in which red blood cells are present and WBC thrombocytes. RBC is also known as erythrocytes, and this RBC is having the hemoglobin pigment. RBC also called as erythrocytes, as it is having the hemoglobin HB pigment, so our blood appears in red in color, and it also helps in the transportation of the gases such as oxygen and the carbon dioxide. And the next type is WBC is there. These are nothing but the white blood cells, also called as leukocytes, and these leukocytes mainly taking care of the immune response in our body. And the 4th type is, students, platelets, also called as thrombocytes. These thrombocytes mainly helps in the process of blood clotting. These are the different types of blood cells present in our body. Blood is a fluid connective tissue. Apart from this fluid connective tissue, we also have this other type, that is lymph. And this blood flows and transports the gases, digested food, hormones, waste materials to the different parts of the body. And these are the different types of blood cells. RBC, WBC, platelets. You know, blood cells are synthesized in the bone marrow. See student, here the bone is represented and the central part is called bone marrow. So this bone marrow is the site of synthesis of different red blood cells in our body. Right? See children, the mind map showing different types of cells present in our blood, like RBC, WBC, platelets and all. And bone is other kind of connective tissue. It is a strong and non-flexible tissue. Bone is so strong and non-flexible tissue. The cells which are present in the bone are called osteocytes. Bone cells are embedded in the heart matrix, that is composed of calcium and the phosphorus. See, it is consists of calcium and the phosphorus. Functions of the bone. forms framework that supports whole body. It also anchors the muscles, supports main organs of the body. Right. Cartilage is other type of connective tissue. It has widely spaced cells. The solid matrix composed of proteins and the sugars. This cartilage, the solid matrix of this particular cartilage is made up of proteins and the sugars. The cells of this cartilage is called chondrocytes. Chondrocytes. And see, these are the different regions we can observe cartilage in our human body. What are the regions, students? It is present in between the nose, ears, trachea, and the larynx. And it also present in between the joints. Areolar tissue. It consists of jelly-like matrix in which there are several kinds of cells and interlacing bundles of fibers are present. Here the fibers are of two types, white and yellow. White fibers are very resistant to stretching, but yellow fibers can be stretched and are called yellow elastic fibers. See children, our areolar tissue consists of two types of cells, white fibers and yellow fibers. Some of these cells are able to destroy the germs, and so play a valuable part in the body defense mechanism against the diseases or against the pathogens. Areolar tissue locations. Areolar connective tissue is found between the skin, muscles, around the blood vessels, and in the bone marrow. It fills the space inside the organs, supports internal organs, and helps in the repair of the tissues. Adipose tissue. Adipose tissue is a loose fibrous connective tissue, students. The cells present in the adipose tissue are called adipocytes. Adipocytes. And these adipocytes mainly made up of a large droplet of fat known as triglycerides. Triglycerides. Adipocytes filled with a large single droplet of triglycerides. As this occupies most of the space of the cell, remaining cell organelles they'll be pushed towards the peripheral part of the cell. Right. Adipose tissue locations. Adipose tissue is found below the skin and in between the internal organs. Next, functions of the adipose tissue. It is mainly helps in the storage of the fat, and it acts as an insulator, prevents the heat loss from the body. Tendon. Tendon is the other connective tissue. Tendon connects muscle to the bone. See students, if this is the bone, muscle is connected on the bone. So the connection between the muscle and the bone is made by tendon. Ligament. It connects one bone with the other bone. See, for example, this is the bone, and see, this is the second bone. So the direct contact between the bone to bone is maintained by the ligaments. Next, these are the tendon and ligament diagrammatic representations. Now, next students, muscular tissue. Muscle tissue consists of elongated cells called as muscle fibers. And so far we discussed epithelial, connective, and this is the third type of tissue, that is muscle tissue. Because of this muscle tissue only, we could able to do all our routine works like walking, running, lifting the luggage and all. So locomotion, mainly the movement of the particular organism, is going to exhibited with the help of muscular tissues only. This muscular tissue is made up of muscle fiber. Muscle fiber. This tissue is responsible for the body movement. Muscle contains special protein, contractile protein known as actin and the myosin. The special proteins which are present in our muscle are actin and myosin. There are three types of muscle tissues are present. What are those? Skeletal, cardiac, and the smooth. Skeletal, cardiac, and the smooth muscles. Let us see. Characteristics of striated muscles. First, let us talk about the striated muscles. These are nothing but skeletal muscles. These are cylindrical, unbranched. Striations are present. Means, say for example, this is the muscle. This is the muscle. Across this, we can find the striations. There is a reason we can call striated muscle and other name of it skeletal muscle. Many nuclei are present. The cells are having the n number of nucleus in their cells. They will be attached to the bone. That is the reason we'll call skeletal muscle. So they'll be attaching with this bone. That's the reason we'll call this as a skeletal muscle. These are voluntary muscles, and the movement, the particular movement of this muscle is always under the control of the human. That's the reason we'll call skeletal muscle as voluntary muscles. Skeletal muscle names: skeletal muscle, striated muscle, and voluntary muscle. Next to this, striated muscles. Next, characteristics of smooth muscles. Okay, non-striated. Unbranched, spindle shaped. The shape means like this. This shape is known as spindle shaped. And no striations across these muscles found. Single nucleus present in every cell having just a single nucleus at the center, and they are involuntary muscles. They were not at all under the control of animal. Found in the walls of visceral organs. We have some vital organs in our body such as heart, lungs, and all. So this smooth muscle is present in that visceral organs. Cardiac muscle. Branched. They are branched, cylindrical. Striations are there, but they are not prominent. Many nuclei are present. They are involuntary muscles found in the walls of the heart. That's the reason it has got the name cardiac muscle. Next, see, these are the different types of muscle fibers. Cardiac muscles, skeletal, smooth. We just see cardiac muscle, striations are present. Many nuclei are present, and these are mostly present in the inner walls of the heart. Skeletal, also known as striated muscle. It is having striations across it, having single nuclei, many nuclei, and they'll be attached with the bone. That's the reason it has got the name skeletal muscles. And the next one is smooth muscle. Here the cells are spindle shaped, and cell nucleus are present at the center. Single nucleus present. If it is a single spindle shape, it is having just single nucleus at the center. And they are not having any striations. That's the reason it has got the name smooth muscle. Next, location of the different types of muscles. Cardiac muscles, skeletal, smooth muscles. You know, cardiac muscle is present in the heart region. Skeletal, they will be attached with the bone. And this smooth muscle present in the inner walls of visceral organs. Inner walls of visceral organs. These are the locations of the different types of muscle in our body. Next one is nervous tissue. Last type of tissue, this one. Epithelial over, connective tissue over, muscle tissue also over. Now we are going to discuss about the nervous tissue. See children, in our body, nervous system is mainly maintained by three types. What are those? Brain, spinal cord, nerves, nerve cells. Brain, spinal cord, nerves and the nerve cells. All the cells possess ability to respond to the stimuli. See, as we are the animals, as we are the living cells, we have the ability of responding towards the stimuli. Stimuli may be physical or chemical. Okay, so I said we are having 5 sense organs like ears, nose, eyes, tongue and the skin. Hearing, smelling, taste, touch. These are the different senses we can feel from the atmosphere or from your surrounding people. And particular all these stimuli, our body responds, right? So that particular response is mainly shown by the presence of nervous tissue in our body. See children, when compared to other living animals, human nervous system is very well developed. The reason is that we have nervous system, at the same time we have other system also, that is endocrine system. These both systems associates together, they'll function together. So that's the reason we are having more maturity and we can think more when compared to the other living creatures in the nature. Right? However, cells of the nervous tissue is highly specialized for being stimulated and transmitted stimulus very rapidly from one place to other body. The brain, spinal cord, nerves are composed of nervous tissue. See children, nervous tissue is present in what and what? Brain, spinal cord, nerves and nervous cells. The cells of this tissue, the cells which are present in this tissue are called neurons or nerve cells. What is the other name of nerve cell, students? Neuron. And generally children used to get confused between the neuron and the nephron. There's a lot of differences there. Both are very important. Nephron is kidney cells, the cells present in the kidney, and the neuron is the cells present in the nervous system. Neuron differ from nephron. Like structure of neuron here. Let us see the next slide. And this is a typical structure of neuron in our body. This neuron having mainly 3 important parts. What are those, students? This is the first part, second part, and these are the third part. The first part is known as cell body and is also called as known as cyton. Cyton, cell body, same. And this is the main part of the whole neuron. The reason is that this cell body is having the nucleus. The center yellow one is nothing but the nucleus. And so there is an extension from this cell body. A long extension is there, right? And this is axon. Second important part of neuron. And this axon mainly helps in the transmission of impulse from the cell body of the one neuron to the other neuron. Over. And this axon is covered by some myelinated sheath. So why this myelinated sheath is present means it doesn't allow the impulse to out of the nerve cell. And axon is over. And see, the third important parts are called dendrites. The small finger-like projections we can see above this cell body, these are dendrites. And they are going to receive the information and they are going to send the information to the particular next neuron. This is the main important parts present in the neuron structure. Just let us see once again, let us discuss. Cell body, the main part of the neuron. Dendrites are there, receives action potential from the other neuron. See children, we have some crores of neurons in our body. So there is always transport of or carrying of the impulse, nerve impulse from one cell to other cell by means of this dendrites. And other important part is axon. Branches from the cell body where action potential occurs. Only single branch, long branch arises from the cell body. Here action potential occurs. Axon terminal, end of an axon. Myelin sheath, it's a lipid layer. It protects over the neurons. So myelin, I just now explained. So axon is covered, lined by the myelin sheath, and it protects whole neuron, and it doesn't allows the leakage of the nerve impulse from the cell to the other outside. Next, draw nodes of Ranvier. See children, here I said no, this whole axon is surrounded by the myelin sheath, but they will be having some gaps. Okay, these gaps are known as nodes of Ranvier. Nodes of Ranvier. And this myelin sheath is made up of Schwann cells. Schwann cells. Next, see, gaps in the myelin sheath are called nodes of Ranvier. And these are the different tissues present in our human body and children. So nervous tissue is completed, and all the cells possess the capability of the responding towards the stimuli, that is nervous tissue. And so far we discussed all the animal tissues. See children, tissues is very important lesson when compared to other chapters. The reason is that, so now you people are studying 8th class. In 9th also you will be getting this tissues lesson, and when you will cross the 10th standard in the 11th or zoology of the 11th or 12th class, you will be having this lesson. So children, if you will have proper clarity about this topic present, means you could able to learn more things in your higher classes. It is very easy for you people understand the next level topics. The reason is that, the thing is that you should learn more and concentrate more to get the subject. And one more important point children, I am requesting you like anything that, so don't by heart the things, try to learn and get the subject. And one more important point about this chapter is, you should practice the diagrams time to time. Okay, like blood cells, neuron. The neuron is very important. So for board exam, we can expect this this neuron structure for 3 marks, or for essay answer along with the structure they will be asking. Okay, different types of the blood, structure of neuron, and different types of muscle fibers like smooth, striated, and the cardiac muscles, and where their location, different types of connective tissues like cartilage, bone, areolar, adipose, lymph, all these tissues. And of course you know about the tissue, but if you have structural grip also, then it is very easy for you people to learn things in advance. Okay children, see, in this class we discussed only animal tissues. Already I have uploaded plant tissues. You know, plants are made up of 2 types of tissues, meristematic and the permanent. Meristematic tissue, it is having the special quality that the cells which are present in the tissue, they'll be having the excellent quality, that is division. The cells present in the meristematic tissue capable of dividing continuously. Okay, it's a growing tissue. Mainly we can find this particular tissue in the growing regions of the plant. Growth is a continuous process in the plant, whereas in the animals that is limited. So it is limited to certain age. So for example, if we'll take human, so in the human height, we can expect the increase in the height or length, so only up to some extent, up to 19 years or 18 years. After beyond that, it will ends up. So growth is a continuous process in the plants, whereas in the animals it is not continuous, it is limited. And meristematic tissues, again 3 types: apical, intercalary, and lateral meristems are present. Apical is present in the root and shoot tip portions, and it helps in the elongated growth of the particular plant. And lateral meristems, these are present in the lateral sides of the root and shoot, and it is helping the plant to grow diameter radially. And intercalary meristems means, so it is this tissue, the meristematic tissue, which is present in between the nodes. The space between the 2 nodes is called internode, and it is helping the increase of the internodal length, so finally it affects the length of the particular plant. It helps in the increase of the length of the plant. And meristematic tissue is over. Next, permanent tissue. Permanent tissue is again divided into, students, 2 types: simple and complex. Under simple, we learned parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. So and under complex tissue, xylem, phloem is there. See children, you all should have the proper clarity about the mind map of the tissues, both in the plant tissues as well as in the animal tissue. You need to by heart this, or you need to practice this plant tissue mind map. Once again, for your sake, I am writing over the board. In the plant tissue, 2 types of tissues are there: meristematic and permanent. Meristematic divide into 2 types: apical, so 3 types, lateral, and the 4th one is intercalary meristems. Permanent divide into two more types: simple, and next to this, complex. Under simple, 3 types: parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Complex, we have 2 types: xylem and phloem. These are the different types of tissues present in the plant. You all should have idea about this mind map. Okay, if you learn this, you can able to write any question or any bit in the exam. Next to this, animal tissue. Animal tissue, students, and it is again 4 types: epithelial, connective, muscular, nervous. Epithelial: squamous, striated. Under squamous, again this epithelial tissue is divided into 4 types: squamous, columnar, cuboidal, and the ciliated. Connective tissue, so many types are there: fluid connective tissue, and like blood, areolar, adipose, so many: adipose, tendon, ligament, these are the different tissues: blood, areolar, adipose, tendon, and the ligament. Lymph also one type of tissue. Connective tissues are over. Muscular tissues: striated, smooth, cardiac. Nervous tissue is made up of like brain, spinal cord, nerve cells. Nerve cell is also known as neuron. So in this way you have to write. Okay, I hope you all understood the today's class, and please follow all my instructions whatever I am giving in my videos, and try to watch the videos again and again so that you will be getting total clarity. Okay, thank you all. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.